Yeah, man, yo, it's your main man here, Double H, half hope, trying to live, trying to stay alive, trying to exist. So, counted down Euro 2016, and now we are up upon for Germany, Ali Magni, the team who are apparently seen as favorites for said trophy. That is what people are saying, that is what people are assuming. But obviously, before we get into talking about Germany and their whole Euro 2016 shindig. Um, just to, oh wow, apparently Spain lost to Georgia. So I'm just looking at different stories here. So Chelsea are looking. Okay, so apparently it seems as Rudiger might be out of the Euros, and this was actually a Chelsea target. So Rudiger might actually be injured and is out of the Euros.
Yeah.
And also, we're looking at Man City have opened up talks for Aubameyang. So not looking pretty for Dortmund. So obviously, Pep must be an admirer of Dortmund because he wants to get both Aubameyang and Gundogan both in the team. So look, man, for Dortmund again, it's messed up. It's not looking pretty, and I don't even know which. Because again, it's very hard to replace those guys for Dortmund, like both Aubameyang, but especially Gundogan. So for him to be leaving like that, I don't look, man. It ain't pretty. And again, a story that again that I really don't even want to get into, but it's very annoying. Eva Canero, she was the first team doctor for your boy Mourinho back during the whole Chelsea escapade where she got demoted and all that kind of stuff. But finally, this woman has now agreed a settlement. I
Money
just
talk.
was that?
Money talk.
Yeah, no. Look, man. Look. All I'm saying is that it's very. First of all, this lady rejected a 1 point something million settlement. So I don't know what the hell she was looking for. Okay, you got sacked by your employer. Accept that. Okay. So basically, for me, it's something that I didn't want to get into. I just think that it's just very sad that she was trending and people are giving so much focus and credence to this story because really this is a non-story, just very annoying. And I think again, it looks as if PSG could actually be finally wising up because it looks like they're going to finally sack Blanc. I've said before, year in, year out, that Laurent Blanc is in over his head. He does not deserve to be the manager of PSG. And hopefully, people are finally wising up to the fact that this dude just is not cut it. As in, he does not deserve to coach one of the most talented teams out there. So basically, that's just my take on that. So obviously, before we go straight into this team, as you well know, France Romania that is on Friday, but also as well the Copa America is popping off. USA face Costa Rica at 1 a.m. Oh, sorry, USA face Costa Rica 1 a.m. GMT, 3:30 GMT, Colombia, Paraguay. Okay, that's out of the way. So let's get stuck into Germany. So now this is where I stand with Aled Magni and Germany. Before, as soon as they won that World Cup and pretty much leading up to this, everybody was saying Germany are favorites. And the consensus, the popular view is that Germany are the favorites for this title. But I think that's because people are short-sighted and people are not really looking into the details. It's the same thing as when people were calling Rooney the white Pele, or the next greatest player, being very short-sighted. So I think the key thing is, and I say this many times, that Bart Simpson, aka Philip Lam, as well as Klose, are two huge misses for Germany. There are not many guys like Lam out there. And there is no other guy like Lam for Germany. And he was very important to how Germany attacked. And at the same time, as well, you don't have Klose, who, even at his age, the guy was still balling and was still a very important component for Germany. But I think, you look at Germany, the central defense, I think they have easily the best central defensive partnership at these Euros. Boateng and Hummels, those guys were incredible during all the knockout stage matches for Germany. Once they really hit their stride, these guys were impenetrable. On the wings, Hector, Havidis, maybe Emre Can, that's where it gets a bit dicey. That's where it gets a bit dicey, and I'm not too confident on the flanks. But central defensively, keeper, wow, cool, we're fine. Midfield, this is Germany's strength. Many teams' strength, but this is especially one of Germany's biggest strengths because they will have one of the best midfields at this Euros. Toni Kroos, what Ozil gives you, and hopefully, my hope is this, because really Mario Götze, World Cup, that was 2 years ago, so Mario Götze is 2 years older. He's grown and more mature, and he really wasn't part of the first team fold at the World Cup. I'm hoping, and what I'm expecting, is he will definitely be a strong feature in this team. Remember, there's no Gundogan, there's no Marco Reus up in there. I'm expecting Mario Götze to play much more of a bigger role in this team. So the midfield, we know that this is fine. As well, Draxler, a guy who played really well this season for Wolfsburg, great dribbler. I'm hoping to see him as well. Now we get to the striking thing and what do Germany play. So as I've been covering Germany many times, the issue and the debate is to false nine or not to false nine. Do you go with the false nine or do you stay old school and keep it with the striker, with Thomas Muller playing just a bit off Mario Gomez or giving me a bit of a spot, kind of like similar to what Bayern Munich do, where Lewandowski is the main striker, but Thomas Muller sort of supports him where need be, depending on the scenario of the match. The tendency for Germany is to roll in with the false nine because, look, that midfield is amazing. It's an amazing midfield. Even without Gundogan and Marco Reus, I mean, Ozil, Draxler, and Weigl, that guy's a really good player. So, I mean, let me even put it to you guys. I mean, Kadim, would you say Germany should go for the false nine or they should keep with Mario Gomez throughout the tournament?
That's a difficult one.
So it's a tough one.
First of all, I think that it depends on the opposition. Personally, I think that Götze and Gomez make a really good striking partnership. I mean, you can also say Müller and Gomez, but I think Götze and Gomez is an even more interesting partnership, and Müller just playing the free-roaming guy that he is. And I would really say that Götze should be as a false nine at the beginning, and then maybe if there are no goals, then bring in Gomez or something like this.
Okay, and what about you, Vamos? I mean, do you think Germany should go with the false nine, or they should just go traditional with the striker?
Yes, yeah, really depending. Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, with the traditional striker, I think it's a better option.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for me, I think that. I mean, what Kadim said is right. Is like you wanna. It's difficult because this isn't like a league. This is a tournament, and I think it's better in a tournament if the team knows this is our system, this is our 11, this is what we're going to do for 6-7 matches. If you now say, okay, this team we play this, then we now change tactics in the next game. That can really mess with the team chemistry if you keep on changing the team based on the opponents that you're playing. Because my thing is that, I mean, the false nine, Germany can roll with it, but I think the false nine works best against weaker teams. And teams don't really have a strong defense, and who gives them space? Against, let's say, Italy. Like guys like Chiellini, Bonucci, really tough defenders, or even against Spain, guys like Piqué and Ramos, who, these guys are pretty tough defenders. The false nine, I'm not sure whether it will work because you've got smaller guys. You don't have the ability, any aerial threats. You can't really use them cross into the box. So that's why I think against tougher defensive teams, you need that presence. You need that presence in the 18-yard box. And I think especially when you get to the knockout stages, when the matches are a lot tighter, you need some physicality. You need some physicality in there. So in my humble opinion, I think that the false nine will always be there. As in, let's say you go with Mario Gomez and this guy, he is not working. He's getting marked out of the game. He's losing balls. He's missing chances. then I suppose you can now switch through. And also with Thomas Muller, I think he can play the striker's job. I think Muller can do it, because this is why I was even saying with Cristiano, as in like Muller has the attributes to be a striker. He has the attributes to be. So I think it's something that Joachim Löw should look into. But my danger is that, every country has their ethos. And this is what I was saying about Brazil. Brazil are not a European team. So I don't know what Dunga is smoking. Brazil, it's not in their DNA to be a European team who play defensive counter-attack. For Germany, I think that false nine, I believe, in my opinion, that false nine is in Spain's DNA. And literally, Spain found a thing that, no, this is their thing. And the way their players think, how they grew up, and just the kind of technical abilities they have is perfectly suited for that false nine. Germany can play it, but nobody can play it better than Spain, especially with this certain generation, And I just think that for Germany, keeping it that old school, because the issue is that, is Max Kruse, is he in the squad or
No.
So which strike? So Gomez is the only natural striker in the squad.
Yes.
Is he?
But yeah, as you said, Götze and Schürrle and Thomas Müller, they are basically They have a striker's mindset as well. They are not like this box. Maybe Müller, but not Götze and Schürrle. But they have that striking mentality. They are not like Götze is not really a playmaker. But he can play as a playmaker, but he's also like a guy who wants to score no matter how. He's doing dirty goals as well. Doesn't need to be looking good.
Yeah, man. For me, I think that because Germany have a lot of players, but let's not look into this as a whole. For me, I think that the biggest threat for Germany in that group is Poland.
Yeah.
Poland, for me, Germany will go through, but I just think that Poland are a danger. Germany should do the 2 games, but Poland, people can say, okay, Germany, they always sort of struggle in group stage, but I've been saying to people that if the nuke is fit, man, Poland are a team to watch out for. But I think that, for Germany, Kerim, how confident are you that they can go all the way and win? What do you think could hold them back from winning this?
I think what is holding them back is France and Spain. So France, Spain, and Germany are, for me, the 3 teams which will make the
semifinals.
Yeah.
But then again, for me, I'm not one to talk about
Okay, from the team. Okay, from their perspective, probably really the fullbacks, because maybe Lahm is perfection, it's like he's really like a clock, He's always ticking, he's always doing his thing, it's always world class on a high level. And if you don't have that as a right back or left back, then it's maybe a little bit more.
It's huge because, remember, I think that wing backs have become so important.
Yeah,
in the modern game now, as in not even about. That's always that's why I say wing back. Understand about the defender, but just how Germany attack. When, let's say, Ozil or Götze gets to the ball and they're a bit on the wing, that overlap is huge.
Yeah.
That overlap gives you that extra dimension in attack and just expands how your team plays. But there's no other German wing back who really gives them that kind of.
Yeah, they use Oedes as a.
And Havidis is not in the same stratosphere as Lahm. It's not even in the same freaking stratosphere as him. So
that's basically the center back.
Sorry?
Oedes basically is a
he's the center back. He's the center back. Yeah.
But he will play as a right back or left.
Or left back, depending.
But the important thing is Hummels will normally feature start with the third match in the group or in the knockout stage. So he will not play against Poland. So the center back will normally be against Poland be Boateng and Kimmich.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So Kimmich,
That's
Boateng versus Lewandowski. So Hummels, I think, is better than Kimmich, but it's a massive concern, I think.
Yeah. That's actually like a big news in Germany today in the training. Rüdiger.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading on.
That's why I said it, because Rüdiger is injured, so he will not.
Okay, so he's totally out of the Euros.
Yeah, totally out of the competition, man.
Yeah.
Totally out.
Yeah, that's because it's not about him starting, but if something happens to Hummels, Boateng, man, that's a good centre back to, and especially whenever you're going into a tournament, man, you need to stack up on those defenders. You need to stack up on those defenders because you always need a cover. Because remember, it's very dangerous to not put a midfielder in defense. You don't want to be doing that, especially with the kind of midfielders that Germany have. It shouldn't really be a concern, but just something to be wary of. That if Boateng or Hummels goes down, then you really have to be very creative. Maybe playing three at the back, which then gets a bit. A bit fishy. But look, man, I mean, in regards to Germany, man, 100% they have the talent to win this. Man for man, they are one of the best teams at these Euros. For me, I feel that for Germany, I think they need to follow the mandate of the World Cup. My fear and what could hold them back from winning this is if Joachim Löw tries to get a bit too clever, and he sort of overcompensates for this team. So he sort of tries to force this team to play a way in which they're not necessarily built to play, and he doesn't really focus on winning the games. Because I think that's Germany. The way that they're most comfortable is if it's kept old school. The formation is kept balanced. It's not too overcomplicated, And that's why, for me, I think that the most important player for Germany, not the best player, the most important player for Germany is Mario Gomez. I think if Mario Gomez plays well and plays his role well, Germany will win this Euros. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I think, there's a certain risk that Löw will try to make it too fancy, with all this talent he has.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he has Podolski, Schweinsteiger, and Gomez, sort of like the old school or generation of German football, like the last generation, yeah. And I think there he made like a sign that he's still focusing on the old. I think he already said it as well, that Germany needs to get back to their old school mentality.
To their roots, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think another issue besides the absence of Philipp Lahm and Rüdiger now, because I think that Rüdiger is like a really good defender, central defender. For me, is the I mean Kimmich and Weigl are both like really good, but I don't know, like one of the Bender twins would be like a really like metal in the further metal in the midfield and in the defense as well. I would have liked to have one of those because
okay, so were they injured or they weren't picked?
I think Lars Bender from Leverkusen was injured, as I'm not totally sure, but Sven Bender wasn't picked. And there was also Kramer, who had a medium or average.
Oh yeah.
With Leverkusen, new team, new tactics, new strategy didn't really fit there. And now he's going back to Gladbach, München-Gladbach.
Oh.
So he didn't choose Kramer either. And Kramer and those Bender twins are like those tall, technically above average and like hard-working players in the middle.
For me, I think that's because it's a good point that you raised, because Kimmich and Weigl, they did really well this season.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like when you build a squad, that's why I say to guys, whenever you build a squad, you want to cover all areas. You have your skillful players, you have your individuals, you have your hard workers, you have your physical players. So you want a team that literally covers all different attributes and aspects. Especially in your midfield, you need the water carrier, you need the box to box, you need the guy who sits in the middle, then you need the attacking midfielders. That's the perfect midfield to have. And I think that, which is true. Schweinsteiger, how much did he play for United? The guy has not been fully fit this campaign for Germany. Okay,
and then there's Khedira, but Khedira's not like really this tackle machine like the Bender twins or like Arma.
You need that. Yeah, no, that's a big mistake.
I think Lars Bender he broke his foot.
Yeah, Lars Bender is injured. Yeah.
I'm not sure about Sven.
But Sven Bender, I think they just didn't choose him.
They didn't take him. Okay, wait. So if Schweinsteiger isn't, if he's injured, who's the official vice captain?
No, I mean the captain. I mean you have Boateng and Khedira on the pitch and Neuer. Those three are like
okay.
And then you have Thomas Müller and
Hummels as well, right?
Hummels, yeah, but Hummels is injured. But I think Boateng.
No.
Cruz as well. Cruz could maybe. But
but just quickly, just to go back for me, I think that look, man. In my view, obviously we talked about all these guys, man. For me, like Thomas Müller, people are sleeping on this guy. This is a guy who I think he's in his mid-20s. Next World Cup, this guy could break the World Cup scoring record.
26.
So he has 32 goals for Germany, and he's only 26.
The guy's goal scoring.
Klose played for like 2 decades and only got 70 or 71. So I mean, Muller's record is amazing.
No. It's and for me that's why I think like Muller will be extremely important for Germany because literally. I think, as I say, Mario Gomez is the most important player because of his role. Thomas Müller is the difference maker because he's the guy that can score those key goals in a key game. He's the kind of guy you put your money on to get.
I kind of think Ozil is more important than Müller in this tournament, just based on the fact that Müller he's going to score goals, but in order to get Mario Gomez kind of involved in the play, you need Ozil to kind of facilitate him.
But no. But also, I think Ozil also does a similar job to Mario Götze as well. Like nobody Mario Gomez's job, nobody else can do his role. Like Ozil and Mario Götze are both playmakers. Mario Götze is maybe a lot more attacking and can run with the ball better, but they are both same mindset of creating, putting it through balls, playing 1-2s. Mario Gomez, he's the last man of the attack. He's the spearhead of the attack, and he's the guy in the box. So if the guy can hold the ball up well and link up with Mario Götze and Ozil and Thomas Müller, that's how Germany will now start creating chances. So, like,
you guys play Müller at false 9 and not play Gomez, or do you have to start Gomez and then bring someone else off the bench? You can kind of
perhaps
like maybe Schürrle.
Perhaps Müller in the place of Gomez, yes. And beside him, maybe Ozil, but I'm not sure if he will do that.
No. Basically, for me, I think that look, the thing is that when there is the reason why you have positions and rules is very important because position and rules are very important. Like as I said, Thomas Müller and Cristiano, they have the attributes to be a striker, but when you put them on the pitch and the game starts, Cristiano's tendency is to be on the wing. Thomas Müller's tendency is to play a free role. So, but when you're looking at it as a structure, in my view, because maybe I'm a traditionalist, I think it's very important to have a striker who thinks like a striker in the traditional sense. And Mario Gomez, he's not going to be hanging out on the wing or going like. His tendency is that I'm in the box and I'm in and around the box because that's just my tendency. And I think him doing that actually benefits guys like Müller and all these people, especially he's tall, he's physical, hard to move around, and he's a presence, and he actually occupies the central defenders for the opposing team. If you take him out of it, Müller, he's a free role player, so he's not just going to stick inside the box. So if you have a situation where like the ball is in the wing and it's being crossed in, you may not see Muller in the box. You may not see a lot of these guys in the box because they're not used to constantly being in the box. But if you have a guy who is always constantly in there, it occupies those defenders. So even if you don't cross to Gomez, it frees up Muller and Götze because those guys are preoccupied trying to watch and mark Gomez in there. So him being there actually benefits the other players. Hence why I say that his role is very important, you know. But again, look, for me, I think for Germany, look, as I said again, I don't know who's going to win this Euros. I think it's fully
like
open.
everybody.
Yeah, like it's very open. But I just think that's basically if I feel Germany will win this if Joachim Löw keeps it traditional, keeps it simple, keeps it true to the point, and keeps them in a structured way. If he does that, I mean, Lahm is a huge miss, but if he does that, you know, Germany will be very hard to beat. Because look, man, these are guys 2 years on from that World Cup, and for me, Germany, once it got to the knockout stage, they were the best team at that World Cup. Okay, don't talk to me.
Who do you guys think is Germany's X factor?
As what do you mean? As their X factor?
Yeah, just like a surprise player that's
Draxler.
Draxler.
Yeah, Draxler.
Draxler.
I'm thinking Andre Schürrle.
He didn't have. I think for me, like
he closed the season very well for Wolfsburg. I mean, he was shocking when he first got there. But I think he scored like 10 goals in his last 10 league matches or something crazy like that.
Yeah, no. For me, look, like I like him. I love the guy, but I loved him when he was at Chelsea. Like because I said, no, this guy is very explosive. But you have to go with how you've played over the whole season because that really, affects your mindset going into the game. And Draxler, he was Wolfsburg's best player. And this guy is a very good dribbler. Obviously, he's not going to start, but he's a very good guy to bring off the bench and just say, yo, man, take on those defenders, man. Just run on those guys, take them on.
Actually, I think that maybe Draxler is going to start for Germany.
Start?
Yeah. It's very possible.
Over Götze, I mean, if you're going to go on form, right?
Yeah.
He didn't play well for Bayern Munich.
Okay, then give me like a starting lineup that you think will happen with the formation then.
I think Löw is going to start with a false 9 and later on move to the Gomez option. And now coming to a false 9 starting line, it will be on the left, it will be Draxler. Up front, it will be Götze. On the right, it will be Müller. And in the middle, it will be Özil. And behind Özil, it will be Khedira and Kroos. And in the defense, it will be Boateng and Kimmich maybe. And on the right, it will be Höwedes. And on the left, it will be Hector, I think.
Look, as I say again, on paper, that looks good. All I'm saying is that I'm telling you right now, against a really good defensive team, and especially when you go deep into a quarter or a semi, that formation is not going to work.
Yeah, I think later on he will maybe Schweinsteiger and Gomez, they will play a more important role.
On Hummels.
Huh?
On
And Hummels, exactly.
Oh yeah.
I think then later on, if it comes to the where you need the striker, maybe like Gomez. You will have on the left. I think you will have Götze. I think you have Götze on the left, and up front you will have Gomez, and on the right you will have Müller, and then you have Özil, and behind maybe we will see. I mean but you will have Gomez in the later match and the later stage. I think if he performs.
Do you guys think Podolski's going to feature any?
As a sub.
Man, I don't know how that guy got into that squad, man.
Ulrich Sani.
Yeah, no. Look. I mean, Podolski. Look, I mean, I think that guy. I mean, look.
His shooting.
I just don't rate. I just do not rate the guy, man.
His shooting is like really good, and I mean, like as a penalty taker, he could
True,
be also.
true. Yeah, true.
And I mean, it sounds stupid if somebody says, he can do the penalties, but I mean, if you are in the penalty stage, then you will be really happy to have like a Podolski there in the squad.
Yeah, because he's an excellent shot. So I mean, it's a good thing to have, but
and he has the experience as well.
Yeah.
I do think
Experience in the penalty shootout.
He's played in like what? He's played since Euro 2004. Podolski.
2006, 06.
06?
Yeah.
So that's what, 7 or 6 major tournaments? I mean, he's an experienced guy, and he wasn't. I mean, he was horrible for Inter, but he was pretty good for Galatasaray.
No, I mean, look, I mean, he'll be other. But look, man, I mean, before we go, man, I mean, so is anybody here saying that Germany will? Who here has Germany as a pick to win the Euros?
Me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I would say they are favorites, but I mean, if I would need to bet on one team, then I would probably bet on Germany, and yeah, I think Germany.
And what about Omir called?
I took France. I already took France yesterday.
Basically, no, look, as if for me, like I need to. After the first week of the Euros, call me, because until I see the first week of the Euros, I'm still not sure. Okay, guys, tomorrow we are gonna do Spain, man. Next same time tomorrow we shall cover Spain. Peace out, man, guys.
Good night.